Hello, Mr. Broad here. Time for another cheesy video. For this one, I thought I'd get my NASA helmet and put it on. I'm only going to do this one time, so here she goes. All right, I better put my glasses back on or I can't see. If you go to today's assignment, October 16th, click on the assignment button. You'll see week 2 dispersion measure for the 20-meter observations that we did. So you're going to open that up. And there'll be a Word file in there that you need to open. It has all the directions. And I don't know about the Chromebooks. You may be able to type on this Word document. You may not. If that's the case, just send me all the answers like you would send a bell ringer. This thing drives me nuts. So on the directions, it says to go to Skynet. So we're going to go follow those directions in a second. You're going to find the observations that you ran earlier this week and write down some or type some information. So let me go ahead and go to Skynet. And this is the place you start out. Click on login. Everyone can log into this site. You can't forget these because everyone has the same information. Pulsar.search and Pulsar's spin. You can look that up on a previous lesson. This is a page that originally comes up. The next thing is to click on My Observatory and Radio. And this is a place we've been before. It shows all the jobs people have sent in. There are a lot of students doing this from other schools now. The ones that we did were back on the 13th. So we're already down in like pages 5 and 6. So what you're going to do is go into probably one of those 2 pages. You got to try to find the ones that you created. And I'm just going to pick something. Let's pick this one here. And this is not your graph. To find your graph, you got to click the orange link. And this is the graph of a pulsar. And what you need from the graph, you need to know the coordinates, which are the RA, which under search information. This one is like 1509. You won't have to know the other numbers. And you could either write, or actually you cannot copy and paste because this is a picture. So you could probably just write down 1509 somewhere on a piece of paper. You need to know the DEC, the deck. This one's 5531. Sometimes there's a minus sign in there, and make sure you write that down. And also you need to know what's called a dispersion measure. We talked about that yesterday. Dispersion measure is, in this graph, 18.843. Those are the 3 numbers you need to know from the graph. You're supposed to have 2 observations, so you have to get that information from that graph as well. And I should write these numbers down myself because I'm not going to remember them. So it's 1509, 5531, and 18.843. I'm only going to do one of these. So if you know how to do one, you can do the other. So next thing in the directions is to go to the Pulsar Search Collaboratory and log in. I've already clicked on a few things here. So you have to use your own login information. And this will be what it looks like when you get in. The directions say click on Tools. And this window will pop up. We're going to take the information you just wrote down. Like here's the RA. The one that I was using is 1509. Don't need all the numbers, just those numbers. Then it was 5531. The DM number that I write down is 18.8. You don't need all the numbers. After you've typed in all the numbers that we have, click Estimate Distance. And what we need out of this information is what's in this last sentence. What this is if we pointed our telescope in the directions that we typed in, the coordinates we typed in, the maximum DM for that direction for this data is 33.4. Don't worry about the units. So I would need to write that number down, 33.4. These numbers you'll have to type in the Word document. If that doesn't work, just type it like you would send me a bell ringer. All right, next thing I'm supposed to do, the directions would say. Okay, I've done all the way through number 8. Number 9 says, was the DM from step 4 less than the DM from step 8? And the numbers that I wrote down in step 4, the DM was 18.8. And we just got, for step 8, it was 33.4. So 18 is less than 33. So in that box, you would say yes. And for number 10, it says, if you said yes, your observation is reasonable. What that means is we got a number that's within the range of what's expected for that direction. Sometimes you'll get something that's too high or too big, and that would be not reasonable, which probably means there's some kind of interference that caused a bad number. And now you need to repeat everything we just did for your other observation. And don't forget to send everything in to me. Mr. Broad out.